Happy New Year, everyone! Now it's time for us to get together and enjoy the lovely words and phrases of the English language. With you every week, live from 2, with lots of fun and all the words and phrases of the English language. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat and together learn the words and phrases of the English language. Learn together and have fun. Listen and learn, it really can be done. Your learning journey has just begun. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat and together learn the words and phrases of the English language. Learn together and have fun. Happy New Year, everyone!
Indeed. Happy New Year to everyone. And look, a beautiful sight is now outside my window. We have had quite a lot of snow last night, and also this morning we had some heavy snowfall as well. Here we go again. We are back once more. It is a new year. Unfortunately, it is the same old presenter. I'm very sorry about that. This is English Addict, of course, coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language, a very cold and chilly England.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
We are back. We are back together. I know you like it like that. I like it like that. I like it like this. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy today? I hope you are feeling super duper. There are many reasons to feel happy. First of all, well, we are back live, English Addict, every Sunday. And I will be with you live every Sunday if I am available to do it. So that is what is happening over the next 12 months. And this year, of course, is going to be a very big year for various reasons. First of all, I suppose I should say, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are watching right now, Happy New Year! We are back together, and yes, we are, of course, live on a very cold day. It is a chilly one outside. We have snow. Would you like to see the snow that was falling earlier? So this morning, I set my camera up and I filmed the snow that we had this morning. It came down really heavy. and there it is. So that was the view from my studio window this morning. For around about 2 hours, we had lots of snowfall, and it was falling quite heavily. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long. The snow soon went away to be replaced by sunshine. But at least we had some snow today, and I can now officially say we have had snow. Have you had any snow where you are? Now, I know across Europe there have been incidents of snowfall. So perhaps where you are at the moment you have lots of snow as well. It is a new year. Once again, happy new year. Do you have any plans for the new year? I have some. I have a lot of plans because, as I said a few moments ago, this year is a big year for my YouTube channel because in October this year I will be celebrating 20 years on YouTube. It does sound impossible. I know what you're thinking, Mr. Duncan. There is no way you have been doing this for 20 years. But it's true. October this year, I will be celebrating 20 years on YouTube. And here I am in 2026, still doing it. By the way, have you got the year wrong? Is there a moment already where you have got the year wrong? Now, I've been very good so far. I have managed not to write down 2025. I've been very good. So at least my brain is working in the new year. And it is very nice to know that, to be honest with you. Because let's face it, there are some very strange people around the world doing some very unusual things. Don't forget, wherever you are in the world, that little blue dot floating around in space, wherever you happen to be on that, you are very welcome to join today's live stream. Lots of things to talk about today. New Year's resolutions. So this year I plan to work harder. I plan to do more for you, if it is possible to do that, because already I devote so much of my time to doing this, a lot of my time doing this. But I will try my best to give you everything you need to help you with your English learning, because after all, that is the reason why we are here. I am also planning a rendezvous this year. Now, I haven't decided where it will be yet. However, I have a couple of ideas. I was talking about this morning with Mr. Steve. We were discussing the rendezvous for this year because we will be doing some travelling this year. I'm not sure where we will be going, but we have, once again, a couple of ideas in our heads. So we plan to do lots of things during 2026. Also, here's an interesting one. This is personal. I don't normally talk about personal things affecting my life, but today I'm going to. I would like for this year to be more adventurous, to do things I might not normally do, to take steps, to venture out into the world and try things that I have never done before, or maybe move out of my comfort zone. When we talk about our comfort zone, We are talking about the things that make us feel comfortable. However, if you step outside your comfort zone, you do things that are challenging. You do things that you might otherwise not do. To do things, to push yourself, to give yourself goals or things that you want to try that you've never done before, or maybe things that you've stopped doing. So in my past, I have been very adventurous in my life. I've done lots of adventurous things. So I would like this year to do things that take me away from my comfort zone. Push myself a little more. Stop being afraid to try things. I'm sure as you sit there must be things that you've always wanted to do or try, or maybe you've wanted to put yourself out there and do something, but you've never done it because, well, for various reasons. Maybe you are afraid, maybe you feel embarrassed, maybe you lack the confidence to do it. But the only way to find out is to try and do it. So I plan to be more adventurous in 2026. That is my resolution. To push myself more. To stop being afraid. To stop worrying about what other people think. Because people will always have their own thoughts and ideas about those around them. So to be honest with you, is there any point worrying about it? Is there really? The answer has to be no. There isn't. There is no point. There is no use worrying about what other people think. Somewhere in the world there is a person who dislikes you, maybe even hates you. Does it matter? Not really. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter at all. So that is my plan for this year. We have the live chat here today. By the way, we are talking about an interesting subject. Last night, Mr. Steve made the most amazing casserole using beans and lots of Italian ingredients, including tomatoes and garlic. Very nice. Lovely. A lovely vegetable meal last night. And I thought this morning, do you know what? I'm going to talk about the opposite of that. I'm going to talk about people who enjoy eating meat. And let's face it, in nature, there are many animals that eat meat in their daily diet. We often think of diet as being the things you generally eat. A person's diet is their food intake, the things they eat, quite often on a daily basis. So today I thought we would talk about meat, eating meat, the different types of meat that people eat. What about you? Are you a person who enjoys meat? Or are you someone who avoids it? All of that coming up later on. So that is today's big subject. Meanwhile, we have the live chat. Hello, live chat. It is lovely to see you here in 2026. Very nice to have your company today. First on today's live chat. Oh, very nice. Congratulations. You are the first person today. on the live chat in 2026. Congratulations to Beatrice. I'm so excited because we have a new year. We have lots of things to do over the next 12 months. Congratulations, Beatrice. We also have Vitas. We also have Valentin. Hello, Valentin. It is nice to have you here today. Also, we have Duma Kisa, who says, Happy New Year, Mr. Duncan. Thank you very much. And a very happy New Year to you as well. I might be saying that over the next couple of weeks because I always feel that it is never too late to say Happy New Year because some people don't like it. Some people become irritated and angry when they have someone say Happy New Year to them. They actually become annoyed. So I might be saying it next Sunday as well. So Happy New Year to all those who have joined me today. It is nice to have you. We also have Nicholas. Hello to you as well. We also have Palmyra is here as well. And of course, he is here. It wouldn't be English Addict without the one, the only, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Nice to have you and your good lady here today. I am sure she is somewhere nearby. And we also have, Claudia is here as well. Now, I'm just wondering, I'm thinking to myself something. Can you guess what it is? I have one question on my mind at the moment. And that question is...
What's cooking, Claudia? What have you got in your pot? What's cooking, Claudia? Is it something spicy and hot? Is it something salty or not? Oh, Claudia, what is in your pot?
I'm drinking some water at the moment. So what is in your pot today, Claudia? Please let us know. We want to know what you have in your pot today. Hello to Flower. Hello also Giovanni. Nice to see you here as well. Jimmy from Hong Kong is here as well. So, Claudia, what have you got in your pot today? I want to know because I'm very nosy, you see. Warren's Commodity. Hello to you. I don't recognise your name. Where are you watching at the moment? I am always interested to know where you are. I have viewers in many countries watching my recorded lessons and, of course, joining me with my live streams as well. So it is always nice to have your company wherever you are in the world. Can I say hello to my viewers watching in Venezuela? I am thinking about you at the moment. We are living through some very strange times. And yes, I do have viewers in Venezuela. So a big hello to you as well. We are thinking about you during these rather unusual times, to say the least. So come on, Claudia. What have you got in your pot today? You are so lovely. Thanks for the song. I wish you could sample my orange cake. I have been baking this morning. As you know, for those who know me well, you will know that I like cake very much. One of the reasons why I enjoy going to Paris, for example, is because they have lovely selections of sweet things, including cakes. My particular favourite has to be the croissant. Oh, a nice warm croissant with some butter or maybe some cream cheese. Guess what? I've actually ordered some croissants today. I'm going to have them later on. I'm going to have a nice hot croissant later. Hello also to Marcia. Hello, Marcia. It's lovely to have you joining us today on my little transmission. Are you enjoying this? Coming through the internet wires? Oh, another reason why 2026 is going to be a big year is because hopefully it is happening slowly, but hopefully this year I will be connected to high-speed broadband. I have my fingers crossed at the moment that we will get it this year. So that means high speed, everything will be in much better quality. We will go from boring 720p. Boo, boo. No one likes 720p. The only thing worse than that is 480p. 480p is dreadful. 720p is okay, I suppose, but what people really want is 1080p, full high definition. So hopefully this year will be the year when I get full high definition streaming capabilities. Will it happen this year? We will have to wait and see. M. Martin or M. Matin says, please say hello to Iran. Hello, Iran. It is nice to see you here as well. Once again, a country I have many viewers watching. Across the Middle East, many people watch my English lessons. And I know that for a fact. Definitely. So Claudia today has nothing in her pot, but she does have a cake. So all I can say to that is, yes, I am very excited to hear that. Very much, to be honest. Hello, Florence. Hello, Irene. It is nice to see you here as well. I was walking around the kitchen this morning, and I don't know if this happens to you, but I was walking around the kitchen and I kept finding wet patches, pools of water in the kitchen. And also, quite often, if I'm making a sandwich, quite often there will be water everywhere. And to be honest with you, I have no idea where it comes from. The only place I can think it comes from is from Mr. Steve making a mess, because I've noticed this. When Steve goes in to the kitchen, normally he makes a big mess, even if I've just cleaned up in there. So quite often I will go into the kitchen and I will clean everything, I will tidy everything, and then a few minutes later Steve will go into the kitchen and make a big mess. It's very, very annoying. I think I've said hello already to Giovanni. Hello, Giovanni, again, if I haven't said hello to you. Duong Nguyen is here today. Hello, Duong. I think you are in Vietnam. So I was talking earlier about doing things that take you out of your comfort zone. I suppose the thing I did in my life that really did take me away from my comfort zone was when I went to China to work as an English teacher. So that was something that really was an adventure. I was literally stepping into the unknown because I had no idea what would happen. So that feeling, that sense of adventure is something I would like to take again. I would like to experience a little bit of adventure during 2026. That is my plan. Quaz Maxamad. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Hello, teacher. I am watching in Somalia. Hello, Somalia. I love saying hello to my viewers around the world. Everyone together there on that little blue dot floating in space. If only we could bring everyone together in peace and harmony. We say it every year, don't we? Every year we always wish peace and happiness. Maybe 2026 will be the year that happens. Although, at the moment, I'm not entirely sure. Can you please put Persian subtitles in your videos? I do. On my recorded videos, the Persian language is always included. Always. On my video lessons. So you will find it. You will find the Persian subtitles on my recorded lessons. So I always try my best. Captions and subtitles are very important. They are an important part of learning the English language, or any language, in fact. So I always try my best to make sure the captions are available. And of course, you can have live captions on the live stream, but only in English for now. It is not my fault. It is all connected to YouTube, I'm afraid. So we always try our best. Coming up in a few moments, we have a big subject today. We are looking at meat. I don't think I've ever done this before. I've talked about food in the past, but I don't think I've ever talked about one particular type of food. So today we are looking at meat. All of that coming in a few moments. I will have a quick break and then we will be back. Would you like to see some lovely views of Italy? You would? Okay, let's do that right now. English Addict is with you today. I hope you are having a super duper Sunday.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
Hopefully we are having fun today, and there it is, the view outside the window. We have had snow. Not much, but we've had some. At least we've had some snow. A little bit of snow. And it really does look quite festive out there. And here in the studio as well. I hope you are having a good Sunday wherever you are in the world. This is, of course, English Addict Live every Sunday. A lot of people ask me, Mr. Duncan, can you give me some advice for learning the English language? Well, I will be producing some new videos over the next few days talking about, well, I suppose I would describe it as a review. I will be reviewing the ways of learning English, improving your English skills, and, of course, building your confidence. So all of that coming a little bit later on. Now we are going to talk about a topic that some people might not like. But I think it is an interesting topic because human beings are all different in one way or another. We all have things that we do. We all have things that we don't do. And sometimes there are things that we do sometimes, and sometimes things that we don't do sometimes. And that is what we are looking at today. We are looking at the subject of meat. Mr. Duncan, how are you going to talk about meat? We are very intrigued to find out. Okay then, well, we'll do it right now, shall we? Here we go then. We are looking at the subject of meat, and the title of this lesson is Eat Meat or Not? Because when you think about it, certain types of food are not always consumed by everyone. To consume, to eat. You eat something, you consume something. To eat, like most animals do. So that is the subject today. We will be looking at many aspects of meat. The good side, the bad side, and also the attitude towards eating meat as well. Basically, we will start at the beginning. Meat is a type of food consisting of the muscle tissue of a dead animal. And already you can see the problem. You can see the problem with this subject. This subject is difficult because we are talking about animals. And if there is one thing people are very sensitive about, especially these days, it's animal care, animal welfare. But we will cover this subject because there are people, of course, who do eat meat. So this will apply to everyone in one way or another. Meat is a type of food consisting of the muscle tissue. It's a very interesting word, tissue. The cellular material, quite often making up parts of the body. So you might talk about a certain group of cells that form, for example, muscle, sinew, perhaps even skin, tissue. It's a very interesting word, and it can be used in other ways as well. An animal that eats meat in its diet is a carnivore. Carnivore, it means an animal that consumes other animals. It lives off meat. In general terms, meat is the muscle of an animal that has been processed for human consumption. So in this sense, we are talking about all the things connected to meat that involve us, people, humans. To be consumed or eaten by humans. And it is fair to say that a lot of people do enjoy eating meat. To eat meat as the main part of one's diet, and here you can see there are some animals well known for being carnivores. You have the lion, you have a lovely buzzard. Quite often they will swoop down and pick other birds and eat them. And then of course we have the alligator as well, which will snap and take away animals. And sometimes people as well. We describe these types of animals as carnivorous. An animal that is carnivorous is one that eats meat. Only meat. It loves to eat meat. In fact, that is the best way for getting all of its protein and all of the minerals it needs to survive. So there are many animals, I'm sure you can mention some as well, there are many animals that eat meat as the main part of their daily diet, the things they eat. So a carnivorous or carnivorous animal is a carnivore. Later on we will be looking at the opposite of that, of course, people who only eat things that are not meat related. Humans eat meat, but of course not exclusively. In fact, you might describe human beings as omnivores. An omnivore is an animal that eats both meat and vegetation. So not only meat, but other things as well as part of their daily diet. Of course, this all relates to nutrition, vitamins, and the all-important protein as well. So we describe an animal that will eat vegetation and meat as an omnivore. You might say that human beings are omnivorous because of our teeth. You might say that on close study, if you look closely at a human teeth or a human jaw, you will notice there are many, many different types of teeth for grinding and chewing and biting, quite often associated with animals that eat meat. So it is an interesting subject whenever we talk about human beings and whether we are supposed to eat meat. Some people, of course, avoid meat completely, as we will see in a few moments. Here we go. This is where people will start complaining. Meat for human consumption comes from a sheep, a cow, a pig, and of course a lamb. So these are the most common sources of meat, the most common sources of meat in our daily lives. Sheep, of course, from the sheep, the type of meat you get from a sheep is mutton. Mutton. From a cow, you get beef. From a pig, you get pork. The meat from a pig is described as pork. And the little lamb in the corner, yes, we eat those as well. I know. The complaints are going to come in. Mr. Duncan, why are you talking about this? Well, it is an interesting subject, and it is, of course, part of our daily lives. And of course, moving on to different types of meat, meat for human consumption also comes from poultry. Poultry. An interesting word, poultry. Poultry. And these are different animals that can all be grouped as poultry. For example, chicken. People eat chickens. I like chicken. And I have to admit here right now, I do eat meat. I am a meat eater. Not all the time. Sometimes. So quite often I will go without eating meat and I will eat other types of food. But I do like to eat meat sometimes. Duck as well. Have you ever tried duck meat? Some people don't like it. They think it's a little tough and not very pleasant. So some people don't like eating duck meat. Very popular in Chinese cuisine. Duck meat. Crispy duck. And then of course we have the goose. A lot of people like to eat the goose at certain times of the year. Quite often at Christmas. Instead of having the traditional turkey, people will have goose instead. A very large bird. And then of course, as I just mentioned, over in the corner we have the turkey. Christmas has just come and gone. And a lot of people were having turkey for their Christmas meal. It has become a popular type of meal, especially during the festive season and around Christmas as well. So we often describe this group of animals as poultry. It's a very strange word. It basically means birds that are kept for food. Meat for human consumption also comes from fish. Now, this is where things get a little bit complicated because some people will say, Mr. Duncan, you are wrong. Fish is not meat. It is a type of meat. This definition of meat is not always accepted. People will argue about whether or not fish is meat. Generally speaking, we often describe the flesh of a fish as meat. Fish meat. Or fish. So if you go to a fish market, you will only see fish for sale there. You won't see other animals. You won't see beef or any types of cattle at all. Other types of animal meat is consumed in certain countries. This is where things get a little bit weird and crazy. Horse meat, popular in certain countries. In France, horse meat is eaten. You can go to places and find horse meat for sale. Other countries as well have horse meat for sale. Then, of course, in the middle, you will see the lovely little ostrich. I say little, but in fact, they are huge. Have you ever been near an ostrich? They are huge. They are as tall as me. And I'm over 6 foot. So an ostrich can also be eaten. I remember whilst I was in China, I did have ostrich pizza from Pizza Hut. Believe it or not. On their menu, they actually had ostrich pizza. And that was in China. And then, of course, at the end, and probably one of the most controversial parts of any discussion about meat, dog meat, meat from the dog. In China, there are dogs that are specially bred to be used in the meat trade. Controversial? Yes. A lot of people object to that particular thing. There is even a festival in China, a dog meat festival at certain times of the year. Now, it is worth pointing out, I will mention now, that dog meat, the consumption of meat from the dog, is only in certain parts of China. Many places now don't eat dog meat, mainly due to the fact that owning a dog as a pet has become very popular in China. Many people now in China own their own dog as a pet. So as you can probably imagine, the sensitivity over the years has changed from seeing dogs as a type of food to seeing them as something they can stroke and fuss. So things do often change, especially when relating to things that might affect a person's emotions. Not everyone, and I think this is fair to say, not everyone enjoys eating meat in their diet. It is true. I know people who don't eat meat. I know people who avoid eating meat. So whenever we go out for a meal with them, it can be a little difficult because many restaurants still don't have a lot of vegetarian dishes. And we will look at that in a few moments from now. We will go into that subject. For various reasons, a person might avoid food containing meat. This is something that has happened gradually over the last 50 or maybe even 60 years. People have started to become more aware of the things they eat and the conditions that animals have to go through. So it has become a big, big topic. Those who avoid eating meat are described as vegetarians. A vegetarian will avoid eating meat. They will exclude it completely from their diet. A vegetarian will avoid all meat in its pure forms and as an ingredient in a meal. So even if the meal has a little bit of meat or something that has been taken from an animal in meat form, such as stock or gravy, they will also avoid that as well. So a vegetarian is a person who avoids eating meat. Then there are those who avoid all food sourced from animals. In this sense, we are saying anything connected at all to animals, whatever it is, they will not eat it. They avoid things such as eggs, milk, cheese, and any product using animal parts. So anything containing meat or anything that has something connected to an animal in the food. And they are referred to as vegan. A vegan will avoid all things related to animal produce, anything, including eggs. So they won't have eggs, they won't have an omelette, they will not have milk or cheese. All of those things use milk from an animal and of course eggs from chickens. So they will definitely avoid that type of food. A person is a vegan. The history of vegetarianism. Well, vegetarianism has been around since the 1960s. People became aware of the suffering and the plight of animals before that. Even though I suppose people were aware of it, there was no strong movement against it. But certainly, with the rise of youth culture during the 1960s and many revolutions that took place, many social revolutions, one of them, of course, was the protection of animals in certain situations, including the meat industry and the cosmetic industry as well, something we will mention in a few moments. The vegetable-only health benefits, that means a diet where you are only eating vegetables, were expressed from the 1970s onwards. So during the 1970s, people became more aware of the health benefits towards the individual. Having no or little meat in your diet is healthy. So this came around during the 1970s. People became more health conscious. It slowly grew in popularity. So the vegetable-only health benefits were expressed from the 1970s. People became more aware of what their food consisted of. The cruelty to animals and the health benefits as well. Both of those things grew and almost became one and the same thing as time went by. The surgical testing of medicines and cosmetics on animals is called vivisection. Vivisection is the surgical dissection or cutting open or any type of experimentation that takes place on an animal to see if a certain thing is harmful to them. The use of fur as well. Now, I remember a time when people would walk around in fur coats made from actual animals. Fur from bears. Mink was a very popular type of fur that was made into clothing for women. So the use of fur in the clothing industry was also protested against, with a largely positive outcome. So there were changes made, and these days very few people wear real fur. Most of it is artificial or imitation, something that looks real but is not. So people were protesting, they were complaining about the clothing industry using the fur from animals. Quite often animals were caught and killed just for their fur, not even for food. So that did become a very controversial topic during the 1970s and the 1980s, and changes were carried out. The consuming of meat and animal products is still popular. However, the health benefits of eating less meat has been noticed. This is something that I've tried to do personally in my life, even though I do enjoy meat. I enjoy chicken, a little bit of meat sometimes. I like it, but I don't do it too much. The main reason, from my point of view, is the health benefit. Eating less meat. It is better for you. Of course, some people will cut meat out of their diet completely, which can have a negative effect. It can. Not always. But you do need certain things like iron and protein from meat. So as long as those things are still going into your body and your body is able to function normally, you should be okay. These days there are many substitute meat products on the market. So you might go to many supermarkets now and find that there are many varieties of artificial meat. Meat that is a substitute for the real thing. And some of these things look very real. They smell like meat. They taste like meat. But they're not meat. These days there are many meat substitutes available, such as corn. Now this is a type of fungus that has been altered and made to appear like meat. Corn. I believe it's actually a brand of artificial meat. It's actually a brand name. It shares the same texture and appearance of real meat. Not everyone is convinced, including me, because if you eat meat, or if you have eaten meat for most of your life, you will be able to tell the difference. There is a difference between artificial meat and real meat. If you eat meat a lot, you will know the difference. You will be able to spot the difference between those things, definitely. So it might look like real meat, but some people can tell the difference. Many meat substitutes exist now and are often hard to tell apart. For example, you can see here on this picture, there is a photograph of real meat and substitute meat. So the one on the left is real meat. The one on the right is substitute meat. It is not real meat. It contains no meat. And yet they look very similar. Although, and this is my own experience, I have tried substitute meat. I've tried it. And to be honest with you, I don't really like it. So from my own point of view, especially with the taste, you know it is not real meat. So they haven't got it completely right at the moment, not 100%. So you can still tell the difference. Even if it looks the same, it might look similar. But when you taste it, you can tell the difference, definitely. And that is just from my own point of view. So it is quite a big subject when you think about it. There are people all over the world who eat meat. Sometimes they don't, and sometimes they do. Finally, of course, certain religions have rules surrounding the consumption of certain food. To consume is to eat. You eat something. The consumption of certain food. That means the eating of certain food, including meat. So in religious belief, there are different ways of preparing to, I suppose, slaughter or kill the animal as well. In various religions, there are ways of doing it. Certain meat, such as beef, pork, and shellfish, are forbidden in religions such as Hinduism, Islam, and Judaism as well. So many religions have rules surrounding the consumption of food, how it is prepared, how it is processed, what type of meat or food it actually is. So it is quite a big subject, and it does cover many aspects of our lives. I hope this has been interesting. I hope this has been a subject that you can really get your teeth into. To get your teeth into something is to absorb or enjoy the feeling or the process of doing something. Quite often something you are doing practically. You get your teeth into something. You want to do it with lots of energy, lots of enthusiasm. You get your teeth into a certain subject. Yes, there are certain countries where the insides of an animal are eaten. Yes. And of course, another alternative, which I didn't mention, insects as well. A lot of people now in certain places will eat insects, locusts, grasshoppers. You quite often see them. Beetles. I'm not sure if I could do that, to be honest. I'm not sure if I could do that. Anyway, we have come to the end of today's live stream. I can't believe it. I will be honest with you. Today, the live stream has gone by very quickly. Yes, I know, it is a big subject. And it is something that is always dependent on one's own feelings. Sometimes a person's opinion, or maybe just their personal taste as well. So there are many reasons why a person might want to eat meat, or reasons why they would avoid eating meat. There are, of course, people who also eat meat that hasn't been cooked. Raw meat. Personally, I would not do that. I think you have to be very careful when you are eating raw meat. Or better still, don't do it at all. That's my advice. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Mr. Duncan, for another interesting lesson. Goodbye to all the English addicts, and I hope you have a wonderful 2026. Thank you, Marcia. That is very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. I will be back with you next Sunday, the 11th of January. So we are back next Sunday from the usual time, 2 p.m. UK time. We will have a quick look outside because the weather today has been rather nice, very seasonal. I am describing the weather at the moment as seasonal, definitely, because we have a lot of lovely snow. Winter snow. We love it, really. A lot of people complain about the snow, but secretly, I know people absolutely love it. I will see you next Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. All I can say now is stay happy, stay safe, keep that smile upon your face as you walk amongst the human race. And of course, I will see you next Sunday. Don't forget the time, because a lot of people forget when I'm on. So I will say it again. 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm here with you. And of course, until the next time we meet here, I say it every week. And guess what? I'm going to say it today as well. Happy New Year. Have a super duper 2026, and I will see you next week. And of course, ta-ta for now.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun. Say goodbye to Duncan and all the lovely words and phrases of the English language. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat and discover all the words and phrases of the English language. Learn together and have fun. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat.